Hi, it's Jane with the Compassion Project, and I am here today with Amber Joy Kostecki. Welcome, Amber.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm excited you're here. So, Amber is an incredible woman. She is a mother of three. She's got three teenagers, 18, 16, and 14, and she lives in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And she is very involved in different nonprofit organizations. She's resilient, heart-driven, and determined to make a difference. And Amber she's an altruist and she cares deeply about other people. She's the director of operations at Peace 360 Initiative, which is a beautiful nonprofit organization started by Chris Raja during the pandemic. And that's how Amber and I connected, through this incredible organization. So today, she's actually going to be the first person to share kind of her journey through the pandemic. I just felt with the Compassion Project, it's been a year, almost a year, which is crazy. And I feel like it's time to share people's journeys of kind of what they, how they've coped through it. So we're just going to start by asking, I've got 3 questions and we'll just talk about your journey. So
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm excited.
Yeah. So the first question I want to start with is what do you feel has been your greatest challenge during the pandemic?
Well, what I feel is my greatest challenge has been not being able to use facial expressions when you're out and about with your mask on. I used to work at Starbucks, and when the pandemic first started, they asked everybody, do you want to keep working or do you want to take 45 days off paid? And I said, I want to keep working, because I do like to work. So I kept working. And then when they introduced or started requiring us to wear masks, it was weird because I was working that morning at 5 a.m. and it was the first day of masks, and it was bizarre. It's not anymore, but it was at the time. So yeah, I mean, customer service is super important, to smile and all those things like that. So wearing masks really, it halted customer satisfaction, and it really did. So
yeah,
that's been my greatest challenge as far as that goes.
It's just not being able to see people's expressions, and I know.
Yeah, because nonverbal communication is so important, and it really matters a lot. So yeah, that's the bad part of it.
And I find it interesting, actually, the whole wearing masks, because at the beginning, it's so different than anything we know. And it's so shocking. Like, what, I have to wear a mask the whole time I'm out. And I think that's why at the beginning of the pandemic, so many people fought it.
Yeah, they did.
Because, right? But now we just, all right, mask on. Got all my masks in my car. And it's like, mask on. You go do your thing. And as humans, we start to create new habits. We start to accept, well, most people, not everyone, everyone wants to wear a mask. But I agree with the whole the communication. So if you worked at Starbucks, now how long did you work there?
I worked there for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
And I was like a shift supervisor, so I would open and close the store and all those things like that. But yeah, I mean, it was fun and everything, but I actually worked a lot of overtime during the pandemic, for sure.
Did you?
Like 55 hours a week, yeah.
Oh, wow. Did they close at all during the pandemic?
My store closed twice. Yeah. But
and now you're not working.
A lot of other stores did close, though, totally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's changing. So now, but are you working with Starbucks now? Or are you?
Nope, I stopped working at Starbucks in December, and I'm just doing the nonprofits now.
Working on nonprofits, yeah. So what has been your greatest lessons you feel during the pandemic then?
My greatest lesson would be that we, as a society and as individuals, we have to be completely open to change, We have to be adaptable, and we have to be resilient, because change can be a really good thing. You know what I mean? Like, it can change your life completely. You have to be open to that, and you can't be rigid and inflexible, because you might not get that opportunity then. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just you just have to be able to do that, and you have to be super resilient. And I feel like the more like super challenging situations you are in, the more resilient you become each time that occurs. I've been in many, many bad situations, and I feel like, okay, if something bad happens, I'm like, all right, next thing, what do I do now? That's it. You just have to accept it, and that's it.
Yeah. So things from your past, even before the pandemic, that you had to overcome.
Right. Yeah.
So do you feel they made you, do you feel like some of the things you've gone in your past have made you now more resilient to handle the pandemic then?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Because when everything first happened with the pandemic, everything changed, and I just went with it. That's all you need to do. You can't
Yeah.
fight it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I think if we all can accept change and know that that's what life is, you have to try to go with the flow through the ups and downs,
Right. Yep.
and really
Yeah.
that's where we do learn most of our lessons, is in the difficult times, right?
Yep. Exactly. The more difficult times you have, the more struggles. Like, struggles are a good thing, because they teach you to be more open-minded, and they encourage you to do better next time. So that's what struggles do. You can't. You just have to let them happen. And
Yeah,
you'll get through it, and you'll be okay. It just might take some time.
knowing that everything will be okay. I know.
Yep. A positive mind frame is a good thing. Positive
Yeah,
thinking is really good. Yep.
yeah. And I think knowing that we can overcome anything, and I personally, I think it's like not putting yourself too far ahead, like, because when people worry about tomorrow or the next day or the next day, creates anxiety. People
Yep.
can, right, anxiety and worry and stress when you're, but when you can learn, I don't know if you find this, but do you find that, are you able to live like in the present moment and just really be in the now? Because I find that's really the best way to live, and we cannot worry about the future. And if we don't hang on to the past, that's where people get depressed. They have a heavy
Exactly.
past,
Yep.
right? Do you find that?
Yeah, and that's exactly right. Exactly. Yeah. If you think about the past, you get depressed. If you think about the future, you get anxiety. You need to be able to just be where you are, and that's it. You just can't worry about anything. Things are going to happen no matter what. If you worry, that's not going to change what's going to happen. So there's no use in worrying, really.
Yeah. Do you know what? I actually was listening to something the other day. I really love personal growth, listening to all this stuff, and I can't remember who said it. I'm trying to think if it was Wayne Dyer. No, I think it was Alan Watts, but it was about there's no reason to worry ever. Oh, it was Wayne Dyer. It was Wayne Dyer. There's no reason to worry ever. And he said, because I love this. You might relate to this. He said, the only reason we would worry is because there's things that we have no control over, or things we can control. There's no other reason to worry. That's all there is. Things you can control in your life and things you can't control.
Right.
So then he said, I was like, oh, this is interesting. So he said, so if you're worried about things you can't control, like a pandemic, we can't stop what's happening.
Yep,
He said,
exactly.
there's no reason to worry because you can't control it. So there's no point. Or just like aging, people worry about aging. You can't control aging.
Right.
So, right? He said, and worrying about things you can control is a waste of time too, because you can make the right choices. You can make change.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Right?
Yeah, you can only make change in the things you can control. Yeah, and you can't worry about the things you can't control, because there's just no point. Yeah. Things are going to happen no matter what.
Worry is a waste of a really good imagination. That's what they say.
Yes, there are much better things you can do with your time, for sure.
Yeah. So, okay. So interesting. I like that. I like your the lesson that came out of it for you is like just accepting, and you can't accept the things you cannot change. Change things you can.
Yep, exactly.
So, okay, so what I believe during the pandemic, there's been a lot of joyful moments for people, a lot of things to be grateful for. And I think it's really, really important to acknowledge the joy and the grateful moments that came out of. I mean, we're still in the pandemic, but it's been a year. So do you have moments that you think of that were joyful or that you're grateful for?
Yeah, definitely. I was definitely grateful for all that overtime at Starbucks for sure. That was nice. Plus,
Yeah.
they did actually start paying us for a little while. They paid us $3 more an hour.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and then overtime too.
Starbucks is a very, very good.
Yep.
Starbucks
So
is a
I'm
really
glad
good
I chose
company.
to keep working.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But what I'm really grateful for is the opportunities now that we have to help other people. So that's why I started my new nonprofit to help people. And so that's what I really am dedicating my life to. Like
What is your new nonprofit? Do you want to share?
Yeah, it's called Mental Health Support Groups Advisory. What it's going to be is an advisory for mental health support groups, but also I have a website where I'm going to list every single mental health support group in the US, every state, every city, so people can easily and quickly find that information, because sometimes it's really hard to find. So, and I've had personal experience with that. So that's why I wanted to do that, because I want people to quickly get the help they need, because they might change their mind. If they can't find it and get frustrated, they might be like, forget it. But if they can find it super easily, then that'll be really good. So
that's so good, because
yeah.
I feel like people that, when you're in the midst of when you have mental illness, or, honestly, I think all of us in some way have a little bit, because we're human and we have to deal with a lot in life. So there's just different levels. And I think everyone at some point in their life, needs help, whether you can get it from a family member or a loved one, help getting through times. But then there's levels that you need extra help. And honestly, Amber, like 4 years ago, I went through a really bad depression, life change, and it shocked me. I wasn't someone I ever thought would get depressed. And I didn't even know where to go for help or who. I had no idea that, like, I wouldn't know how to find organizations or numbers, especially when you're in the midst of a deep depression or a really bad place.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there has to be more awareness brought to that, so people know, okay, if I struggle at some point in my life, I can reach out to this organization.
Exactly. Yep. So I really want to be that organization. So that's why I did that.
You.
Yeah, thank you. I applied for the 501c3 just yesterday. So
that's good.
Yep.
So that for you is a big thing that came out of the pandemic too.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, like it's my mission in life now. Like since December, and I stopped working at Starbucks, this is what I want to do. Help people. Like, I don't care about making money. I just want to help people. I kind of feel wrong. I feel like it would be wrong for me to take money to help people. I just want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Yep. I just want to help people, and that's it.
That's amazing. So do you have, in this past year, can you think of any moments that you were like, just moments of joy that you had?
Well, like, yeah, me and my kids would go out sometimes, together, which we don't do all the time, but it was really good family moments, and we're all wearing masks and all this stuff. And yeah, I mean, that's good. Plus they're home doing virtual school for this whole year now.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. So we're more tight together. So
Yeah,
that's
the families have, hopefully, if you have become closer or spending more time together, it's not easy for some families, and I'm sure it's been a difficult road for a lot, but you almost forced to spend more time together. I think it's almost sad that a pandemic has to happen for people to spend more time at home. And I think in a way, I think we needed it in a way to be forced to just go inward and spend more time and get used to being together again. And
right.
right, that's really what's important.
Yeah, so it's been really, actually really good for me and the kids and our relationships.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for.
You're so welcome.
So you're my first one of this new little series I'm doing, and
Awesome.
the series is your journey through the pandemic, and I'm going to try to bring lots of people on to share and answer those questions. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You are super welcome. I really enjoyed it, and it's all perfect.
Okay. Thanks.
You're
Thanks everyone for watching. What was that?
You're welcome.
Okay. We'll sign off. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.